Okay, so next thing we're going to try to do is make the table look much nicer, and also we need to make our code a little cleaner, because you notice here by adding in all these various things like border widths, border color, border style, and changing the border widths of the cells as well. What we're doing, I'm introducing stylistic elements into logical elements, which is never a good thing when you're programming. It's the best idea is to keep presentational and logical things separate. So we keep, the logic is I'm going to cycle through a sequence of rows in my database and I'm going to produce the data. That's the logical sequence. How that then is actually visually displayed should be done somewhere else, because then it will help us better understand the code we've written. Because if we're looking at both visual instructions as well as logical instructions at the same time, it actually makes it quite difficult to subsequently debug. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll try to get rid of some of this stylistic information inside the code and put it instead elsewhere. And of course, we've already seen the best place to put stylistic information is in a style sheet. Okay, so let's do that first of all. Let's first of all just remove the kind of styling instructions that we've put in the code. So I'm going to get rid of all this stuff: border widths, okay, and border widths here, okay. So all we're doing is creating cells and rows. That's all we're doing, and then we'll do it inside a style sheet. We'll do the styling. Okay. So let's go into the project and let's add a new item, which will indeed be a style sheet. Okay, and we'll call this style sheet mobile standards.css. Okay. So we add our style sheet into the project. Now then, before we do anything else, the page that we're displaying needs to know where the style sheet is, so we need to specify that. So let's go to View Designer on the Mobile Standards ASPX page, and from the designer, let's go into the source, okay, and let's add a style sheet here. So in the head section we put link, rel means relationship, equals style sheet, okay. And then href, which is where it is going to be in the same directory, and it's going to be called mobilestandards.css. Okay, and so we've done that, and then we just need to kind of close it. Probably put quotes around these various values to make it good HTML. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, link rel equals style sheet. For some reason it doesn't like that, but I don't think it matters because it'll work. Oh dear, there's been a 2 rather than a quote put in there. So anyway, so now we've done that. That should be okay. And having set that up, now then we need to kind of specify how we're going to make things appear. So let's go into the style sheet itself, mobilestandards.css. So we specify the body. Now, I told you that sans serif fonts are usually best for Web 2 type projects. So let's make the main default text of the page a sans serif font, and we can do that by specifying that the body, namely the totality of the page, should have that. So if we put font / family, I think is right. Okay, font family colon. This is the what's the word? The standard for style sheets. Basically, the syntax is the property that you want to set colon the value semicolon. So I'm going to make this Arial Unicode MS, meaning Arial Unicode Microsoft, and I put it make it Unicode just in case we want to show kind of characters beyond the Latin character set. Okay, so we've got that. We've specified the body. Now then, let's do the table. Okay, so this is type in table. Okay, squiggly brackets. We're going to make the border. Essentially, we're going to make the border. Type in border, and again the syntax is colon. Now then, for border there are 3 values that you set. The border style, which I'm going to call solid. The border width, I'm going to make it 1px, and the border color is going to be black. Okay, and that's our table done. Now if I show you that, then when you set the border for a table, at least in Firefox, that only comes out as being a border around the edges of the table. Okay, this is what it looks like. Let's click on Mobile Standards ASPX, and now I'll play that. And what you will see is that it generates the table, but without there being kind of like lines between all of the values. It's just a border around the edge of the whole text. So there it is, as you see, Mark Weiser, so kind of a border all around it. So, but what we want really though is a border around the cells, as of some of these previous examples that I've shown you here. So let's now try to put a border around the cells, and we will do that by again going into the style sheet and taking away this is border around the table, and the cell is actually TD. Okay, that's the tag we use in HTML for a cell. And again, put in our squiggly brackets, and we say border, and I'll make them exactly the same, solid 1px black. Okay. Okay, so now I've done that, and now if I stop debugging and play, what you'll see is now that you'll get a kind of line around the edge, as well as lines around all the individual cells. Okay, you'll see oh dear, sorry, that's gone to the wrong page. Let's see, mobile standards of ASPX. Okay, so now you'll see there it is, Mark Weiser, computer for the 21st century, and lines around all the cells and also around the edge as well. Okay, so now then, what we'll do now is try to add headers for each of these columns, so that the user knows what they relate to. Okay, currently the authority titles don't actually relate to this table. So what we do is we actually put header cells inside the table. Now there actually exists programmatically. You can create header cells very nicely in the code. So let's go into the code behind. So view code of mobile standards ASPX. Okay, and here now then, let's at the very before we go through cycling through the records returned to us by the database, let's actually put some headers in. So we put in dim thr as new table header row. Okay, it's going to be our header row. Okay, and then I'm going to say dim thc1 as new table header cell. Okay, and then thc1.text is what we're going to put in author, and then I'm going to add that to the table header row. So I put in thr.controls.add thc1. Okay, so then I've done that, and then I'm going to put dim thc2 as new table header cell, thc2.text equals title. Okay, thr controls add thc2. Okay, so that's added the second cell of the head, okay, which got the title in. Then finally say dim thc3 as new table header cell, thc3.text equals week. Okay, and then thr controls add thc3. Okay, so I've created 3 table header cells. Now the reason I created a table header cell is because that's got a different tag. Okay, whereas td is the HTML used for table cells, th is the tag used for cells in the header, the top row, okay, of a table. before I go on any further, I do have to link the table header row to the table, so I put t.controls add thr. Okay. Okay, so finally, I've added all the cells to the row, and I'm now adding the row to the table. Okay. Now, to make that look nice, I mean, it's nice often to have in the header, instead of having black text on a white background, let's have white text on a black background. Okay, so let's do that, and we can do that in the CSS. So if I go to the CSS and I open it, okay, and now I can specify th. Okay, th, which is going to be the table header cell. Okay, here I can say background color. You know, the syntax colon black semicolon, and then color, meaning the color of the text, colon white semicolon. Okay, and that's our table header done. So now we've done that, what we should now see when we open the page, we should have the main text of the page displaying in a kind of sans serif font, Arial Unicode, and we should also see that the headers will have a kind of special white text on a black background, and that's indeed what has happened. Okay, so now we have in the headers we've got white text on a black background, and on the rest of the other cells we've got black text on a white background. Okay. Probably the final thing to make this look a little bit better is to put the table into the center of the page. Okay, and that is actually quite easy. It's something we can do just simply in the designer for the Mobile Standards page. So if I go to Mobile Standards ASPX, okay, and I find the placeholder. Remember, the placeholder is where we are putting all our stuff. ASP placeholder 1, there it is. If I just put in here a little center tag and follow, it's just created automatically the end tag, and if I copy and paste the end tag to put it, the centering take place around the placeholder. I now go back into design. You'll see that the placeholder will now appear in the center of the screen rather than on the left edge, as you do here. And so now, if I stop the whole thing running and I then play it, what should happen is that the table from the database should now appear in the center of the page. Okay, and that demonstrates to you that the power of using style sheets, and also the value of keeping, if you like, formatting and logical stuff separate. Because if you keep it separate, it just makes the code so much more easy to read ultimately. Okay, so now what we have is we have our database, and we have the table appearing in the center of the screen. Okay, the next thing we need to do is to give the user some ability to display the data differently. I mean, we would, at the moment where it seems, well, I need to add some more records into the database at the moment, to show then that it's possible to sort the data either by author, by title, by week. So that's what we'll be doing in the next lesson.